What's up everybody, my name is Arcane Keyblade and today I'm continuing with the Kingdom Hearts character profiles, and after finishing up with the organization members I thought we could move on to taking a look at the Final Fantasy characters that are in the games, which, as almost anyone knows, Kingdom Hearts has a sort of twist on it that it's a game series that has both Disney and Final Fantasy characters in it. But for the first profile we are going to take a look at Leon, also known as Squall in his Final Fantasy game. Now I will be going over his actions and his character in Kingdom Hearts and not Final Fantasy with maybe a few tidbits of information from his game, but that's enough talking. Let's get into his profile.
They'll come at you out of nowhere,
Who are you?
and they'll keep on coming at you, as long as you continue to wield the Keyblade.
Leon is a Final Fantasy character from Final Fantasy VIII and is known as Leon in this series, but is called Squall in his respective game. But his full name is Squall Leonhardt and plays a role in Kingdom Hearts 1, a memory in Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, and a short cutscene in Coded. But his story starts out technically in Kingdom Hearts 1, where he lived in a Radiant Garden, where he lived with a few other Final Fantasy characters, but the world was consumed by Heartless, and he then began using the name Leon instead of Squall to amend for the loss of their home and his mistakes. But after the world was engulfed, they ended up in Traverse Town, a refuge world created for those who lost their world, and from there he helped to fight Heartless and use a gimmick to find others to bring them to Traverse Town. And in doing this, King Mickey noticed his actions and soon asked for him to help Donald and Goofy to explain everything that was going on in the world, and then to find the Keyblade Weller that had appeared. And he soon found Sora, and alongside Yuffie helped to explain that the worlds have been being consumed by Heartless, and that the Keyblade he wielded is able to stop them. And he soon helped Sora find Donald and Goofy, who were looking for the Keyblade wielder too, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy soon leave together to go off to the other world. Then Leon helps out a few times later, giving Pinocchio and Geppetto shelter and explaining the purpose of the Keyblade and the locked hearts of the worlds, and to tell also that Heartless are drawn to hearts. He also tells them about Maleficent and Ansem, and lastly giving Sora a summon, being Simba. But finally, by the end, Sora seals the keyhole to Hollow Bastion, and Leon and the other Final Fantasy characters are able to return and live in Hollow Bastion, which used to be their homeworld, Radiant Garden. He then shows up in Chain of Memories as a memory inside a Castle of Oblivion in the world Traverse Town, where for the most part he helps to be more of a tutorial than anything, but in here he has no recollection of meeting Sora. But his next real appearance of importance is in Kingdom Hearts 2, where due to the events of Chain of Memories for a period of time, many including Leon had forgotten Sora, but as Sora returns they remember him, and Leon then helps to fight off the oncoming nobodies and Heartless that have been invading Hollow Bastion. He then later appears and attempts to stop Ansem the Wise's computer, who seems to go haywire and start to upload enemies into the world, yet Leon helps to defeat the main enemy, the MCP, and after it is defeated, Hollow Bastion regains its true name of Radiant Garden. Also earlier, he helps Sora and Cloud fight off swarms of Heartless that had invaded Hollow Bastion. And lastly, in Kingdom Hearts 2, we see him reading a letter where wings appear from it. He also appears for a short time as an illusion in Recoded, where he congratulates Sora on keeping Traverse Town safe. And that is it for his story. As for his voice actors, he was voiced by David Boreanaz in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, and Doug Erholtz in English, and Hideo Ishikawa in Japanese. There were also a few interesting facts about him, such as he was supposed to appear in Birth by Sleep, but Nomura said adding the other Final Fantasy characters that live there would make things a little more confusing, with already having many plot lines showing up. Also, Nomura said that they changed his name to Leon to keep his identity secret when reading the King's Letter at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1. Also, just for a little background from the game he is originally from, is that he is the MC of Final Fantasy VIII and is part of a mercenary force called CD. And he takes a leadership role in the force when the world is about to start fighting. And that is really it for his background. Leon throughout the series has a very subtle development throughout, where we may not see him much throughout the series, but in Kingdom Hearts 1 he is more withdrawn for everything, seeming to care but very quiet, especially when talking to Sora at the beginning, but changes soon once it looks like Sora is starting to save worlds, and especially when they are back at Hollow Bastion. And by Kingdom Hearts 2 he does seem happier and seems to care for Sora and the gang more, seen a few times in the game. But something that is seen throughout both games is that he is a leader and not afraid to take a fight on, and this fits since he is a leader of the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee. Leon has two main designs that are very similar to each other and to his Final Fantasy VIII design. His first design, he has longer hair to that of his Final Fantasy VIII hair that is darker brown, and it has blue eyes with a scrawl across his nose, where he wears a short black jacket with short sleeves and a red lion symbol on the shoulder and a white shirt underneath. He also wears a silver lion necklace with long black pants, multiple belts that are black and red. He also has 3 reddish wrist belts and black shoes with zippers. His KS2 design is very similar but closer to the Final Fantasy VIII design, having a lighter brown hair that has a sweeping bang and a little shorter, a fur collar, and looks slightly older too. And finally, there are wings on the back of his jacket, and also wings that come out of a letter at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 that represent Leon's love interest in Final Fantasy VIII. And that is it for his design. His fighting style is kind of short. Leon uses his very distinguishable weapon that he uses in Final Fantasy VIII, his gunblade that he uses to make wide swipes to hit enemies, in which he also is seen to be very agile too. He also has fire magic that he shoots at enemies, and honestly that is about his fighting style. And that is it for one of the most important Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts, and I think story-wise he could still become even more prominent. Either way, I can't really compare him to his Final Fantasy VIII self because I haven't played it, but I do really like his slight development he has and how badass he is, and damn, that gunblade is cool. Otherwise, what do you think of Leon? And if you enjoyed this video, please punch that like button with your fist, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.